From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave Media production.
What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Hoops 101 with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. And let's go ahead and get into the college game real quick. And we got ourselves a great group of players here, but this conference is second to none right now. Boy, oh boy, what a run it is right now for the Big Ten. We got several teams that are over 8 wins or better this year in the conference as well. So from what I'm seeing here, we have about 4 teams that are 8 or wins or better. Then you have about 3 teams who have 7 wins here as well. So this conference is looking really good when it comes to moving towards the tournament and everything like that next season. But let's go ahead and spotlight some of the key players in the conference as well too. We have Luka Garza from Iowa. Luka Garza from Iowa, what a player. This guy is averaging 27 points per game and is also bringing down 9.6 rebounds, so pretty much a walking double-double, is getting over 60% from the inside the arc, and is also hitting for 48% outside of the arc. This guy right now on draft list is going undrafted, but right now he leads the conference and the nation in scoring as we speak. Luka Garza is one of those players that pretty much will surprise you, and he'll be much better than most think he is moving forward to the next level. And this guy gets me excited about the big man moving forward back into the NBA. And then you got what we would call traditional players, pedigree players somewhat. And those are kids that pretty much have family members or fathers that have been in the NBA before. And the next guy that I'm talking about has brought Rutgers right back, and that is going to be Ron Harper Jr. Ron Harper Jr., what a player, man. This guy is incredible, big guy. He's been playing for this school since he was a freshman. He's now in his junior season, and pretty much, and I say as a freshman because, you know, these guys transfer in from other schools. So, you know, pretty much I got to make sure that we know that he's been here the whole time, and he's done nothing but improve. He went from 7.8 to 12.1. Now he's averaging 23.4 a game, and he's shooting 50% from the three-point line, and he's also getting 56 or better from the inside the arc as well. Ron Harper Jr. has all the makings of being a very, very high-end NBA player and should be a top 15 pick this year. I won't put him in the top 5 yet because we still got a lot of time to go. But this kid is good, really, really good. All right, and then we got a guy that I'm starting to feel a lot. Ayo Desumunu. And I know I didn't say his name right, but Ayo is a beast right now for Illinois. Illinois was a top 5 team because of this kid early in the season. He's already poured in 3 30-plus points game, but three 30-point games already. This kid is absolutely amazing. He's in my top 5 right now when it comes to possible draft picks as well, and I think that he would fit very, very well with any of these teams that are dying for a big, long guard. This kid has all the tools. He does everything right, and he plays defense, and he plays really efficient offense as well, too. It's just not about the shooting with him. He's also a dynamic passer as well, too, that helps this Illinois team go. They got a lot of good athletes there, a lot of good ball handlers there as well, too, and a lot of veterans on that Illini team. So you got to look out for this kid, man. Ayo! I think that right now he could possibly be the player of the year in the Big Ten, but only time will tell. This kid is pretty much legit to me, but this is my favorite of them all. And if I was an NBA GM with the first pick in the draft, you got to hand me this guy right here. You got to hand me this guy right here, Trace Jackson Davis. This kid is an absolute beast. I saw him play in Maui. This kid he's incredible. He is bringing the big man back. I haven't seen a big man this good since Tim Duncan when it comes down to the fundamentals and actually being where you want to be. He got some nice soft touch as well too, and he reminds me of all the great big men I grew up off of. Guys that do not rely on a three-pointer. Period, point blank. This guy is an absolute problem underneath. He knows how to fake out double teams. He knows how to fake out triple teams. Just cut on the tape. This kid got all the tools, and he is pretty much what I'm feeling like is another pretty good big that is going to bring back the big man to the NBA, where this space and pace game was just a fad. James Wiseman's showing us right now that the big man is still needed. But this kid right here, Trace, man, I'm telling you right now, I've been nothing but impressed. He's had nothing but big-time games. He's only not scored 20 or more 3 times this season. He is the engine that's pushing this Indiana team right now, and I swear, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a conference that's going to give us at least 8 to 9 teams in the tournament, and they're going to have every team filled with some type of star, some type of player that you feel like can go to the next level. But these are the best 4 players in my eyes in the best conference in America. And we'll be right back with Hoops 101.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
And we are back with Hoops 101. And boy, oh boy, man, NBA has been nothing but fun since it started on December 22nd this year. So, man, you know I got to go ahead and talk about them. Even though they look like they should be the team that's drafting number 1 next year, the Knicks have came on, and they've came on strong here. The Knicks have actually went ahead and won their first game of the season on Sunday with a monster upset over the Bucks at the Garden, beating them 130 to 110. They did lose Obi Toppin to a foot injury, and hopefully he'll be back in the next few weeks or maybe a month or 2. But the Knicks were able to get that big win over Giannis, and you know the superstars always love to come to Madison Square Garden and have a night, but that wasn't happening Sunday night. I'm watching the highlights now, and man, the Knicks were hitting from everywhere, and pretty much, man, this team is a team that's going to surprise you some nights. So you have to be ready for the Knicks when they play against some of the better teams in the league. Then they were able to get a second win in a row with a good win over the Cavaliers, and they only gave up about 85 points in that game as well, too, after giving up at least 115 or better in their previous games before that. So this team, the Knicks, there's not much to write home about with them, but this team right here, they're going to scrap, they're going to try, they're going to at least win 20 games this year. How about that? So the Knicks looking good against the Bucks, get themselves a good win, 130 to 110. All right, so here we are, and the Magic undefeated right now. The Magic have 5 players in double figures, and their key reserves right now are Dwayne Bacon and Cole Anthony. They are making a difference right now for a team that's really like you can be the star tonight. And this team is being led by Terrence Ross right now, who's averaging 21 points a game. And that's more than the star, Vucevic. So this is a team that's on the verge of maybe breaking out this season. Maybe they're tired of being a team that's down at the 7th and 8th seed every year in the East, knowing that they have a pretty long physical squad that can really compete with anybody in the conference as well, too. Only problem is that they're in irrelevant Orlando, of all places. But at one point in time, Orlando was every kid's favorite team. I know, because I'm from the 90s, and I remember when they had Shaq and Penny, and everybody wanted to be Orlando Magic or get that Orlando Magic jersey. So the guys in the blue and black, the guys that made blue and black very fashionable, are doing their thing right now, and they're undefeated. But they're going into tonight's game against the 76ers, and Embiid is back. So we'll see how that one goes. But I like what I'm seeing with the Magic right now, and I think that this team has a lot of potential to be really, really good this season. All right. Well, last night we had a pretty good game between the Hawks and the Nets. The Trae Young coming in there trying to get another upset here against the Nets, who had dropped 2 in a row. And you know what? To start off the game, the Hawks dropped 41 points in the first quarter, and then pretty much were very competitive throughout the whole night, but they just fell short in the end. And Kyrie took over, and pretty much that's all she wrote, but they kept it close. They wound up losing the game 145 to 141, but this team, the Hawks, are a team that you really do have to look out for. They had a great night from Jason Collins. Collins was able to drop 30. Trae Young dropped 30 as well, too, so you're getting 60 from your core guys, your 2 stars, and then Cam Reddish even threw in 20 points himself. So you got 80 points from 3 guys out of your starting lineup. That's pretty good. And the Bogdanovich actually scored 22 off the bench last night as well too. So they had a great game, but they just could not weather the storm late with the Nets. The Nets just know how to close out games. Durant dropped 33 on them last night. Kyrie had 25, and Joe Harris had 23. So really, all in all, their big 3 outplayed the other big 3. And pretty much this is what it is, man. They had a great night from the bench as well, too. Their bench supplied 51 points as well. So there it is. The Nets go ahead and get themselves a very good victory against the upstart Atlanta Hawks, who are just playing some dynamic basketball at this moment. And right now, Trae Young actually leads the league in scoring, and he's averaging 33 points a game right now. So the kid is doing pretty good, and he's shooting 35% from 3, and he's also hitting 50% from inside the three-point line as well, too. So be on the lookout. But the Nets, Hawks, I can't wait to watch these guys play again. It was fireworks, and we look forward to it in the next few weeks or so, whenever they play. But we'll be eyeing that game on the schedule next time out. I definitely think it'll be a national television game as well, too. So with that, when we get back, we're going to go ahead and talk about some more rookies and some more NBA business and things of that nature. So you guys just stay put, stay tuned. This is Hoops 101 with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. Welcome back to Hoops 101 with your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. And let's go ahead and jump into it, man. It was a night for the boy. Hello, LaMelo. LaMelo Ball goes off last night. Leads all scorers with the Hornets last night with 22 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds to go ahead and push the pace and push the way for the Hornets to get their second win in a row. They did beat the Nets earlier this week to get their first win of the season at home, but this was a road game. So LaMelo goes off and winds up being the difference in a 118-99 victory last night. Also, second upset in as many nights as well, so this team is on a roll somewhat. You also got 20 points, 16 rebounds from Miles Bridges last night as well to chip in a big effort for this Hornets team, and it seems like they're coming together. My best opinion for this team is I saw the other night when LaMelo dropped 13 in the first half and was put on the bench right after in his second game. They pretty much didn't get that much playing time in the second half. And that was kind of a detriment to the team because they wound up losing the game by, 15, 16, 17 points. And it seems like the more time that LaMelo gets, the more better the Hornets are getting as well too. And it just seems like they're really feeding off of his they're really feeding off of his energy, and it's just getting very contagious. The boy likes to win, so these guys, they're used to winning as well too from their younger days in college and high school and all that good stuff. So pretty much you might have the best of all worlds here with the Hornets moving forward. But right now, this team is still a work in still a work in progress. But still, this team is something. They may be something special. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So we have ourselves a very fun game last night with the Lakers going ahead and honoring LeBron James on his 36th birthday with a win and still being probably the premier player in all of the NBA. The Lakers actually started a 4-game road trip, so that was good for them last night that they got a good win over old school rival in the Spurs. We all know that the Spurs and Lakers have given us some of the greatest games of all time. And AD chipped in with 20 points. And free agent pickup Wes Matthews was able to hit for 6 for 6 last night from beyond the arc. So that was helpful. And then, you know what? Schroeder came in and chipped in a nice 21 as well, too, when nobody's looking. And the Lakers just go ahead and cruise themselves to a nice, easy win over the Spurs, who seem to still be very competitive. But the Lakers, just when they're on and they're focused and they're ready to roll, it's lights out. And the Lakers, you know, got some rest as well, too. People have to understand they did drop that game the other night to the Blazers, but they had played 3 games in 4 nights as well, too. But that's no excuse at the end of the day. You know, the Lakers are a good team, so everybody expects them to win every game. But that's not possible. So the Lakers pretty much looking good. They are right now 3-2 on the season, and if you're a Laker fan worried about how they looking right now, you're tripping. It's all about how they looking when we get to the playoffs. And there it is. The Lakers go ahead and get themselves a nice win, 121-107, beating the OG rivals, the Spurs. All right, so we move on, and we had a really good game last night at Staples, and the Clippers have won 2 in a row now after getting destroyed on Sunday afternoon against the Mavericks, losing that game by 51 points. They were even trailing at the half by 50 points as well, too. This was the largest loss in franchise history. The Clippers ended the night early here, though, against the Blazers. They dropped 76 points in the first half and were leading by 19. The second half would be much of the same. Kawhi was able to finish up with 28. Paul George got 23, so that combined was 61 points from their 2 stars. And they got a good effort from their bench as well, too. And that it's always sweet to get a good win over Dame Lillard because, you know, Dame's going to always bring it and always bring his A game for you and everything like that. So when you beat him, you gotta bring it. And that's exactly what the Clippers did. The Clippers cruised to a 23-point victory last night, beating the Blazers 123-105 last night. So they go ahead, actually it's 128-105. Sorry about that. So the Clippers bounce back nicely after having probably one of the worst games a team could ever have in an NBA game. So with that, we will be right back with the Hoops 101. We will be right back with Hoops 101 with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper.
I would go for something like that. I think we need to send this level of support to it's possible division change. NBA logo is on it from Bryant. But it's heartbreaking and to all the families affected. I just can't imagine what that's like to go through.
What's up, world? We are back with Hoops 101, and let's go ahead and get into the good news only game of the night. Okay, and and usually this is just a game that I'm just pretty much highlighting for the night. This is a Thursday night, New Year's Eve, and this was, to me, the best game on the schedule from what I could see. And it's going to be the Kings at the Rockets tonight. And the Kings have been balling. They've been good. The Kings have won 3 out of 4 to start the season, beating the Nuggets twice in that stretch. The Kings are playing with a new attitude and it seemed very motivated by second-year head coach Luke Walton, who has a team that he can mold instead of having a microwave job like they wanted him to do in LA with young talent and LeBron. The Kings are led by De'Aaron Fox, who's averaging 20 points per game and 7 assists per game to drive this engine. Also, Buddy Hield is chipping in about almost 20 points a game as well too. And then also Marvin Bagley's still there and he's healthy this year as well too. And they're just playing as a very strong unit. And don't forget about the kid Halliburton. He is very confident and he really is confident. That's all I can say is that his Twitter account is fun to follow. And I think we can expect big things from this kid. And boy, oh boy, maybe the best decision that he did make was to come out of Iowa State very early, because I think that he's going to make a monster impact on this Kings team. It's already been shown in these first few games as well too. But it's still early in the season, so we can't go ahead and say, the Kings are already one of those teams. But the thing is, though, they're looking really good. Now, the Rockets, 0-2 to start the season. They have little to no chemistry until they can get their big three together, which is going to be John Wall, Boogie Cousins, and the infamous James Harden. And I'm telling you like this, the Cousins-Wall duo is the last-ditch effort for the Rockets to try to keep James Harden happy, keep James Harden in Houston, and try to chase another championship. And this literally reminds me of when they brought in Drexler the year after they brought in Drexler and when they brought in Charles Barkley. So they are really trying their hardest to go ahead and get this team back to relevancy, meaning that they are back at the top of the NBA throne, winning a championship and being a threat for the championship, just not a team that might be a sneaky dark horse. But this team has been going through it, and it's inevitable right now that James Harden is going to be traded for probably young prospects and a bunch of draft picks. So the Rockets tonight, they come into this game, and they need a win badly, but the Kings can still go ahead and say, you know what, we're going to keep you winless for right now, because the Kings team is playing with a lot of confidence right now. You guys have to also understand they beat the new flavor of the week, the Suns, as well too, on opening night. So this team, well, the night after opening night, their home opener. So this team is very, very good, sneaky good. And you know what? You got to watch out for them, because you know what I do, and pretty much you love these teams when you're at the window in Vegas. That's all I can say. All right, our next subject at hand, the Bucks. The Bucks seem to be struggling. The Bucks are going through the motions right now due to having new players who have to find their fit with this team, and then lost some valuable pieces that helped this team get to the 1 seed back-to-back years in the Eastern Conference. The Bucks' schedule hasn't been very tough, but they now have the respect of the league to where when you step on the court, everybody is going to bring their best, period. The Bucks bounced back big over the Heat in a revenge game from the East semis, setting a record for three-pointers made. But to me, the Bucks will be fine. They'll have to go ahead and they just got to go through the motions a little bit. Giannis seems like he's trying to learn new things on the go, but Giannis just needs to do Giannis things. And with the addition of Jrue Holiday, he's going to calm down the young star, the young bull, the young superstar, the young next one up, two-time MVP. And the best thing for him was getting Jrue Holiday. And also, big efforts from Brook Lopez the first few games as well, too. And, that's pretty much him showing that he's still a feasible center in this league. You have to understand, at one point in time, he was a top 5 center in the league as well, too. And then you have a team that's just, they're very good together, and it's tough replacing a guy like Eric Bledsoe. And just like it was kind of tough replacing Brogdon as well, too. But as they get into the rhythm and they go ahead and they start initiating that crushing defense that they have, They should be fine. And they're getting good efforts from players that you didn't expect were going to be that good when they got there. Guys like DiVincenzo, who from Villanova. Also, Bobby Portis is playing some pretty good basketball right now as well, too. So, all in all, there it is. This is going to be a great season, and there's a lot of things going on right now to the point to where we have to just sit back and watch the show. To me, we got a lot of great things going on in the league, and pretty much what we have to do is just enjoy it. And there's a lot of fun things in store. We don't even know what the second half of the schedule looks like. But for right now, parity is playing, is ruling the game, in my opinion. So there it is, another episode of Hoops 101. You guys can follow me on the Twitter at PopDiBiase, or you guys can go ahead and follow the show page, which is at PrimeWaveMG. And also, you guys follow me on the Instagram as well, too, at PrimeWaveMG, and my personal Instagram at DiBiaseWave_. So thank you guys so much once again for tuning in to Hoops 101, and we'll be back next week with some more heat